It was a rite of passage for each of us 11 cousins to mark the point at which we grew taller than little Granny. Next to her in the photo is my grandmother, Big Granny, because she's taller than my mother by a couple of inches. She is a stout woman, funny sometimes, and mean. In the photo, she wears moderately high heels and a dress cut the same as little Granny's, but in a geometric print. The dresses are so similar, I suspect that they are homemade by one of them, both expert seamstresses. Next to Big Granny in the photo is my mother, the tallest by several inches, slim and chic in dark sunglasses, shorts, and a shirt with giant polka dots and matching sandals. I do not know the particular details of when the photo was taken or what prompted this self-conscious documentation of 4 generations of our family, but I think about this photo often. I sometimes use it when I give talks about white women and white feminism because it so clearly locates me at the end of this line of white women who raised me, and it makes me think about how very different my life is from theirs. Just as I inherited this constellation of identities that I have chosen to interrogate and reject, similarly, I want this book to challenge and subvert both whiteness and ladyhood. This book is not merely an intellectual exercise. Instead, the stakes here are deeply personal for me. I have experienced the destructiveness of whiteness firsthand in suicide and failed relationships and intergenerational trauma. For me, telling the truth about white supremacy and working to end it are interlaced with my own liberation and yours. I want this book to be a catalyst for dismantling the systemic racism that we, nice white ladies, have upheld. And I want this book to help women raised white to reach beyond the strictures of niceness and the constraints of ladyhood to experience their full humanity and to join the rest of us working toward a better world for everyone. Although this book is about the distinctive role of white women from the right to the left on the political spectrum, it's a book meant to be read by everyone. If you are not a white woman, you may have been raised by, worked for, dated, or married someone who was, or perhaps you're simply curious about the many cultural products that feature white women so prominently. Most of the examples in this book are drawn from the American or British context because of the outsized influence of those two nations. But it is meant for listeners beyond those borders because those cultures, designed with white women's protection in mind through very real ways, are often destructive to people from the global South. Further, the intertwined notions of hot, thin blondes and who is considered a good mother and who gets to keep the children they give birth to are part of the reverence for the supposed specialness of white women, and these ideas circulate globally. I want this book to chip away at these burdensome notions that white women as a category are somehow more beautiful, more deserving of protection, or more nurturing than anyone else. I want this to be an invitation to everyone to resist this pernicious set of ideas. More than merely a refusal of a set of ideas, this book points to another way of being in the world. There are white women who have found new pathways to wholeness and resistance. I write about them with the hope that there will be more of us and new generations in which these conversations will no longer be necessary. Who is white, anyway? When I misbehaved as a child, like when I rode my tricycle in the house over the bedsheet Big Granny was ironing, she was fond of telling me, "When you're free, white, and 21, you can do whatever you want, but now you're going to do what I say." It was both a way of reprimanding me because I was a child, not yet 21, while at the same time letting me know that someday I would be entitled to all the world had to offer someone who was free and white. But who is white, anyway? The truth is, what it means to be white varies depending on time and place and social context. Sociologists and other academics say things like, whiteness is a social construction. Another way of saying that is, whiteness is a made-up category. Who belongs